And a Bucksport woman found a better way to spend her days, making beautiful jewelry. Her story next on TV5 News at 5. Many of us at some point in our lives dream about being self-employed. The problem is most of us can't figure out what we do. Allison Tebow struggled with that question, even tried a half dozen different ways to make it work. Then she lost one of her favorite pairs of earrings.
I spent a long time trying to figure out how to make it, and I thought for the longest time that it was just a piece of metal inside a piece of glass and glued together.
She lost an earring. Up until then, it was just something she wore, never giving much thought to how it was made.
It's a process called fused glass, and the genre is warm glass. It's everything from slumping and sagging of glass so that you add heat to it, and it's done in a kiln.
Allison talks like someone who's done this her whole life, but 5 years ago, this would have sounded like a foreign language.
I was the vice president and a commercial lender in a small bank in Virginia. So, wow. Yeah, I was.
So you were moving right up.
Yeah, I was. And they kept demanding more and more of my time, and I couldn't understand. There had to be another way to do it.
Allison was working 12 to 13-hour days at the bank and attending functions after that. It left her exhausted and unfulfilled. She left the bank trying her hand at a half a dozen similar home-based jobs, but that didn't cut it either.
Did your mom think there was an artist in you, or did she just think that you were just caught up in the hustle and bustle and she wanted to slow you down?
It might have been a little of both, but I think she's always said that I have talent.
Her mom sent her a book on tape that changed her way of thinking and her life.
There's a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron.
She read something in that book that gave her the confidence to strike out on her own, even if at the time she wasn't sure what that would entail.
It came about because I had a pair of earrings that were made with this material, and I lost one.
Allison tried writing, photography, note cards, searching for her inner artist, as she calls it.
It wasn't until I moved back up to Maine that it all kind of fell into place.
Allison picked up jewelry making slowly by trial and error. It's almost become second nature for her.
That's what I've been going for. It's very simple but very noticeable.
She's been in business 4 years now, selling her handmade jewelry in 21 stores across the country.
The banker and the finance person in me went through and figured out, okay, can I do this? And can I generate enough to cover the costs? And at first I was just looking at it as a sideline.
Then in July, she leased a store on Main Street in Bucksport. 5 Elements Gallery is falling into place. It seems folks who buy one piece come back wanting more.
Do you ever get bored?
No.
There is always a new color or a new way to put the pieces together that keeps her challenged.
There's texture to it. And I just started doing that.
If she does have a moment of what now, Allison will stop and take a look around her studio. She is surrounded by her beloved grandmother's paintings.
For moments when I just don't think that I've got it in me, and I can look over and just see how beautifully she captured the Maine coast.
It could well be that Allison spends more time working now than she did when she wasn't banking. She's okay with that, because back then she couldn't stop in the middle of the day for this.
You've been the best boy today. Maybe later we'll go for a walk.
Allison isn't making big money at this, and her future maybe isn't as set as it could have been, but she is living on her terms and couldn't be.
Stopped your banking career, you'd probably be financially set.
Yep.
Able to maybe even retire early.
Probably.
This means you're going to have to work forever. Or
yeah,
close to it, right?
Yep, and you know what? That's what I was looking for. I should have said that earlier. I really did. I sat and I said, I just want to find something that I don't ever want to retire from. Because that's what life's all about. It's not about, working to get to a certain age and then stopping. It's about living.